Hello birdies, it's Whitney. So today I am going to review Hell Girl. Just as a refresher, how I rate anime is based on a number of categories. And each one of those categories I give a score out of 5, 5 being the best you can get. And at the end of the review, I add up all of those scores, and at the end of the vlog, I add up all of those scores and come up with one big overall score. Plot. For Hell Girl, the plot moved in a very different way. At the beginning of the season, the plot was very episodic. And this worried me a little bit because it was starting to get really repetitive and a little bit boring, because I knew exactly what was going to happen in each episode, just done in a different way. However, in the middle of the season, they decided to change it up a bit, and we started to see this big plot starting to go over the entire season. And this plot line brought us to the very end. It was this that rescued the show for me, because if it kept going on that episodic route, it was getting really old really fast. So I give the plot a 3 out of 5. It would have been so much better if this prolonged plot line started from the very beginning of the season and went all the way to the end, rather than starting in the middle. Mood. This is what definitely drew me to Hell Girl in the first place, and it didn't disappoint. Throughout the whole season, they kept it very dark and mysterious, and then in the end, it became quite tragic. That is exactly what I was craving with this sort of a show, so I give it a 5 out of 5. Character development. For this show, the character development was a
very slow process.
And you know what? I think it was kind of a necessity for this sort of a show. We really didn't get to know anything about any of the characters until the middle of the season, which coincidentally is when the plotline actually started. However, this did make the characters very unrelatable, but I feel like it was part of the price to pay to keep the mystery of Hell Girl and her little group. 4 out of 5. Cinematography. It was okay, but nothing spectacular. Very stereotypical anime. 2.5 out of 5. Music. One word. Repetitive. 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 It was very loud and dramatic, yes, but it was the same for every freaking episode. 1 out of 5. Animation needed some work. I noticed that the sequences of really nice animation ended up being recycled every episode, and the rest of the animation just looked kind of low budget. Let's just say I've seen a lot better. 1.5 out of 5. Voice acting. Japanese. As I often feel with anime, I feel like this is the best way to experience Hell Girl. I love the Japanese voice acting. They did an excellent job of creating and developing their characters. 5 out of 5. English voice acting. Actually quite decent, which, if I was honest, is really quite rare. Sometimes it was a little bit campy, but you know, it was watchable. 3.5 out of 5. And now that I've gone through all of the categories, it is time to tally the score. Overall, I give Hell Girl, drumroll please, 25.5 out of 40. So a little bit over 50%. You know, there was a lot of things I really liked about Hell Girl, but you know, there's also other things I really didn't like. However, I will say, for where the season left off, I think it's very much going in the right direction.
So if you like this anime review, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscription button if you haven't already. And if you'd like, you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram under WhitneyBird13.
Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye bye, birdies.